Yes. Are you just going raw straight in, unlubed?
We can go raw straight in. Yeah, I mean, I'm still new to this, so I haven't figured out an actual
You don't know what's
intro.
happening yet. No,
I don't have an intro. No, what's going on, Kyle?
Don't ask me, man. This is your podcast. I'm just here.
Yeah, true. How are we doing?
Fine. Only the usual, you know.
Yeah. Oh, well, I appreciate everyone for tuning in. Kyle's great.
Me? Oh,
sorry, I just hey. I don't know what this intro is.
Do you want to redo it?
No, we're balling.
No, we're going in with this one. Yeah,
we're going in with this one, man. How's things? I feel like we haven't spoken in a while.
When did we last speak? I spoke. We played that game where we had to play like you weren't allowed to make noise. Otherwise, the monster would hunt you down.
With Jam and Aura.
Yes, that was good fun. I enjoy chasing down my friends, going, "Who's got some crunchy?" And
the lack of context there is insane.
You'd have to find a clip, man. I'm sure I've got it somewhere.
Yeah, we'll put a link to Jam's video down below or something.
No, he didn't use that yet. He didn't use my bit.
Oh, is he not?
SMH Jam, if you're watching this.
Curse you, Jam.
Terrible.
But no, how's things, man? I feel like we don't catch up enough, so everything, what's new with Kyle?
The corporate answer is just the usual, man. Who am I? I'm just a guy on the internet that does stuff. Gaming, maybe, I guess. I don't know. I do ASMR now for some reason. Don't ask about that. Don't worry about voice actor?
I was going to ask you about that later, but I'll get to that later. But for the people that don't know you, I feel like if you know me, they probably know you already.
I would like to think so. We've done too many things together where it's like we're
nearly every recording together for like the last year and a bit, or nearly bang on a year. Like it was this time last year we started doing all the funny moment stuff, wasn't it?
I think 2024 was like 80% of my uploads had you and me in it in some way. I'm pretty sure it was a lot, man. It was a lot.
But for those that don't know, tell us about yourself. Who are you? Where you come from? What's your national insurance number and all that?
So it begins with D. No. I'm Kyle. I don't know. I've been gaming since I was like 2 years old, but I've been making content since like 2020, I guess. 2019, 2020. When was that one? Yeah. There you go, that's a bad memory for you. That's what made me start. I had nothing better to do. Verdansk. There we go, that got me.
Verdansk.
I started voice acting in April last year, and that's about it for me, really. I do comedy stuff. So it's not funny, but it happens. I do that, I guess.
Yeah, but like, how did you get into like... I want to know how you got into voice acting, because I remember when you first mentioned it, you're like, I've got this like idea I'm kind of doing. And it was like completely the opposite to what we had been doing in like the funny moment gaming stuff.
Very much so.
What was like the inspiration and like the idea? It was just like the thought process of like, I'm going to give this a go.
It's a bit embarrassing to confess, but it's also too late now. So what's the point, right?
This is the time to
get out. I was very lonely. No, but I first found ASMR because of, do you remember the Billie Eilish Bad Guy song?
Yeah.
She had a bit in there where I'm the bad guy. She does like the whisper bit. Yeah. And I was like, I wonder if there's like a whole song that's the whispered version, because that bit, like, I really like that.
Right.
GB ASMR, who's a massive ASMR artist, whispered the whole album. And I sink down this horrible rabbit hole for years of listening to ASMR to help me sleep. I tell people I listen to white noise to help me sleep. It's not white noise. It's ASMR.
Yeah.
Rabbit keeps spiraling, and eventually I'm like, the roleplay stuff, I could do that. I've like read scripts before during my videos, and one person once in a stream said I had a nice voice. And I was like,
you do have a nice voice.
Oh, why, thank you. And so I was like, I should try it. And that blew up in like a week, way more than I thought it would. To the point where it overtook like everything I've done in like 5 years of gaming in about a month. So I was like, okay, great, I guess. I don't know. I'm like happy, but I'm not.
That's a weird thing, isn't it? Like you put so much time, work, effort, like the editing on your videos takes hours. You go from like that to a relatively. I mean, I know you still put a lot of hard work and effort into the videos, but the comparison of editing an ASMR and recording an ASMR
Yeah.
to funny moments video, like, how's that? Like, just instant success.
It can take a while. I know I'm friends with people in that space now, and a lot of them did not get as lucky as I did. Some of them got more lucky than I did. It's the same with anyone,
That's how
right?
it goes. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, my luck, I guess. But the community, oh my god, I'm very blessed with what I've got on the ASMR channel. I think that was a big help as well, with them like pushing me on as well. People who found me day one to people who found me like last week. So that's a big help.
Yeah, that is one thing I noticed on like when you first do it. Because obviously, I have to be fair, I haven't watched. You're so consistent and so like you're just flying. But when you first started doing it, I was making sure like, I was still watching the videos or just tabbing them up because it's not my kind of thing to watch. I'll be real.
Yeah,
but obviously, still trying to support, help watch time and whatnot. And I would like see the comments, and it was just from like you say, from day one, the community was just so loving, so supportive. Like, how did that like feel? Like, obviously.
I don't know how it happened. It feels great, man. There's something I look forward to every comment, which is weird. I get maybe like one hate comment every 3 months, and I just delete it anyway. I don't care.
Yeah.
But the nice comments, there's too many, man. I used to be able to just reply to them as they came. I now have to like set a time of my day where I reply to comments and stuff, which is amazing. And I always make sure to reply to everyone, at least interact with it.
Yeah.
Because you took time out of your day to come and say you like what I do, so you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, everyone's so lovely. There's like a big community that follow me everywhere. Sometimes there'll probably be some that watch this, and I'm very thankful for them. They're always lovely.
Yeah, no, like I've seen obviously like your Twitter and stuff like that, and I can see the community you've built is so wholesome. Like especially going from not that gaming's toxic, but like Warzone and Call of Duty, which is like your main game.
We can say gaming's toxic.
Yeah. It can be. It has its like pros and cons. But especially in like the Warzone and Call of Duty communities, like it's a big jump, isn't it?
Oh yeah. And going from comments where like you should, you can't say that, to the worst. I say worst. The worst comment I got recently. Someone said that's not a British accent. I've lived here all 23 years of my life. This is definitely this is as British as you get. My family has been since like the 1500s living in Britain.
Is that true?
Roughly, I don't know. That's as far back as it traces.
Have you ever done your ancestry or anything?
That comment triggered me looking more into ancestry recently because I was like, I wonder how far back I am British. And it's like, oh yeah, we fought against Cromwell. It's like, oh, that was a while ago, right? Okay.
Pretty British. That's pretty British.
I don't know if that was a good sign or not, but they were there.
My dad, he stopped now, but for like from like the early 2000s all the way up until like to COVID times, he was like studying our family tree religiously. Like any like extra spare time he had, it was just working, trying to figure out my granddad's granddad, like trying to figure out just. He had this whole map, like the size of like this board here of just everything going up. My mum's side, my dad's side, like everything. And I tell a lot of people this, even like at school, I would tell people, but no one believed me, that he had traced us back to royal family.
Damn.
And I don't know how surefire this is. I mean, I'm sure thousands of people are, but he actually traced it back to me being related to William the Conqueror.
Damn. You're going to be like that one film where the American baseball guy inherits the royal family when they all die in that explosion.
That's a Netflix film waiting to happen.
It's real, and I'm sure it happened. I didn't dream it.
No, that's one of those cheesy like Christmas Netflix films.
Yeah,
and I have to go run a full state, like a little island in like the Canary Islands or something like that, or other side.
I'm glad you clarified Canary. Yeah, that could have been.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Sorry, not an appropriate joke. This is a very serious podcast. Yes, serious.
We're always serious when we talk together.
Yeah, never once corrected you.
To be fair, I think when you think about it, like, how long have we known each other now? Like, properly, like,
oh god,
been proper friends. Maybe what, like nearly 2 years.
Yeah, that was more recent. Because
18
I knew
months?
of you
Yeah.
for a bit longer, but actually knew each other, I think, was a bit more recent. But even then, like I said, I still think it's like 2 years.
Yeah, I would say like maybe towards the end of 2023-ish.
That sounds about right. Maybe a bit
Yeah.
longer.
Yeah.
Because, yeah.
Yeah, because
I
we
know.
started
been a
like the
while.
video grind of like playing together like every day at the start of last year, pretty much. When
Yeah.
we both kind of took was it like start last year? Bro, my times are so messed up now.
I don't know where I am.
Like,
It's day, and I thought it was Wednesday.
no, it's definitely Thursday. But like,
That's what I mean.
I don't think we've never had that friendship where we've talked about what's really going on.
No, we had like you posted that video about mental health, and it wasn't like deep, but it was something along the lines of, always here for you, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But it wasn't like tell me all your deepest, darkest secrets.
No,
What happened in 1999? Like, so.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. I don't think we've ever felt like we've had to like force that on each other. We kind of just, if someone knew something was going on, we knew we'd be there for each other, and we kind of would. The way we both cope with like a lot of mental health and a lot of issues, I think, is through comedy and through laughter.
Yes, yeah, massively so. I'm very guilty of not talking about that sort of thing, which is really bad. Don't follow like anything I'm going to tell you in this podcast. Don't follow my advice, basically. Or if it's advice, it's the opposite of what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm so unhealthy with that sort of thing.
Yeah, but I think it's like we've kind of grown up with it as well. Like, it's hard to talk about this kind of things, and it is.
Oh yeah,
I'm still guilty of it now. I just just crack on. I just keep going.
I'll be fine, is what I say. And then give it a week and...
Like, you've seen that meme of the guy putting the tape on the water gushing out? Like, have you seen that where it's just like some special tape? It's like a massive...
tape one. Mm-hmm,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's still gushing out anyway. Yeah.
I'm fine.
I'm fine.
but like, have you, on a serious note, have you always kind of used comedy as like a... Not like a defense mechanism, but as like a coping mechanism to just...
Ooh, I don't know when it started, because I didn't use when I was young, really young. I didn't. And also, it made me funnier. I will say that I'm definitely funnier now than I was like 6 years ago. I'll tell you that much. That's because of trauma.
Trauma will do that to you, yeah.
Trauma does it, yeah. But I don't know. I got more into it, I think, and it was. I think it's a realization for me that even though I'm not happy, I can make others happy, even for a slight moment. And so I think that was what triggered the whole going down the comedy route. And also laughing at yourself is probably not helpful. Well, it helps me. I don't know. Maybe. I think
it is.
I don't know. I don't think it does.
I think it is. I think if anyone that's able to laugh at themselves, not in like a nasty putting themselves down way, but just in a light way, I think it is. It can say a lot about your character if you can do that. Like watching
like
a lot of like
test.
Yeah.
Well, a mental strength test.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know these things, man. I was told by a therapist one night, they're like, you shouldn't laugh at yourself. I was like, yeah, but it was a funny joke.
Oh, come on.
I know, I made a great joke in front of my therapist and she didn't
really
laugh,
got myself with that one though. That was a
I was like, I thought it was funny, man.
Have you done much therapy?
I tried it a few years ago. It did not help me. And made it worse.
It's
really,
not for everyone.
Yeah.
It's not for everyone.
No. I would recommend it to everyone. I think everyone should try it. It works for most people. It's good for most people. Mm-hmm. I think my brain is bad. So
really?
It just didn't work for me. Yeah.
Bad in what way?
The doctors say they can't help me no more. I'll tell you that. Yeah. So I'm fighting on my own, man. But I'm still going.
Do you want
therapy?
to go
I don't know. They gave up. We can. Yeah, if you want.
Yeah.
Serious podcast, wasn't it? You were meant to.
I mean, we want to talk about like things like this. Obviously, as long as people are comfortable talking about it, I'm happy to talk about anything.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Come on.
I'm diagnosed with depression, anxiety, PTSD. It's good fun. I love it. It's great.
Repeat.
So no, I'm not sorry, Miss Therapist told me not to laugh at myself. So yeah, I got a hat trick. It was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I tried therapy in like 2018 to 2019. That did not help at all. That made me worse, I would
So
say.
how old? That would have put you at what,
Um,
like 17 years old?
17,
Yeah.
yeah. Um, and I remember during the summer, I ended up in the hospital because of my mental health. And like a couple of weeks later of therapy, they were like, we don't think there's much more we can really do. This obviously isn't working. But if
What?
you give it time, you'll get better. So that was 6 years ago.
That's bad advice.
It was bad advice, yeah.
Really
And
bad.
so last year, I got in contact with doctors and I'm like, hey, it's been like 5 years and they told me I'd be better and I'm not. Could we
Mm,
try like medication? None of those worked. I
really?
did three different, yeah. So I think I just, like I say, I got a bad brain. something wrong up there.
Yeah.
Um, maybe it's not a mental health thing. Maybe it is something physical, but I don't know if they can be bothered to find out if it is or
Mm,
not.
that's
So I
hard.
just keep fighting the fight. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
hard. Man. Was there? So was there no like? 'Cause I feel like a lot of like anxiety, depression, and things like that can come from like an event happening. But like, was this in your case, or was it kind of just puberty and you kind of just felt
No.
like?
Well, I think I've told you I won't ever see my mum again, right? No,
I
mumless.
know of it, but you've never spoken
Yeah, not
about it.
spoken
Like,
about it.
no, I
I
don't
probably
know.
cracked one joke about. Don't have one when someone made a mum joke.
Yeah, I've never
That's one.
pried. I've never pried to
Wait,
ask.
yeah, I don't know. So a lot of it came from that. I was like 10 years of just shit. I live with my dad now, and
Hmm.
things are better. Why? My mental health isn't. That was another thing the doctors told me. They're like, yeah, just move out from your mum's. Like that's easy to do, and you'll get better. It didn't. It didn't.
Right. So
But
going back, your parents were not together?
no, they've been divorced since I was like 3. So I
Right.
don't really remember that part. I just remember them being separate.
Right. Okay.
Um,
So, but like
mm,
you were living with your mum growing up.
yeah, most of my life. I said 20. Well, yeah, 2019 in the autumn. I would have moved
Okay.
out.
Right.
But yeah, there was always this like, yeah, you'll get better. You just gotta give it some time.
Hmm.
And then time came and went, and now we're here. So
It's hard because like time is the best healer, but it's also like you kind of need some kind of direction in order
mm,
to like things to practice, things to work on, exercises to
yeah,
actually get
and
better rather than just waiting.
they gave me some things that can help with coping or whatever, but it was never like, here's the cure, and here's how
Mm.
you could get better in that time. And so, well, I don't know. I kind of just keep fighting it now on my own. That's life. It's not.
It,
Don't do that.
Carl's just making jokes.
That's my life. I should. Yeah.
Yeah. But do you think you could like I don't know, do you feel like you've like run out of things to try or do you kind of
Yeah.
just accepting your fate and just cracking on?
It's that one. Yeah. I kind of just go along with it now. I know what I got. It's more of a case of what can I get out of it,
Mm.
rather than what can I do about it, because I've tried so many things. And
Man, that's
yeah,
that's
it comes to the
that's
point where you
sad,
go,
man.
"Mm,
Like it's so
yeah,
like do you think you could ever because you were relatively quite young when you started the therapy. And I
mm,
think a lot of therapy can be down to you got to try and find the right therapist, people say.
supposedly.
Do you feel like you would ever try therapy again or like in a different capacity maybe?
I like kind of tried stuff more recently, and same conclusion for me. I was like, this makes me feel worse for some
Mm.
reason. And that feeling of like helplessness, I don't mind. I can accept it like a controlled amount, but like
Mhm.
having someone be like, I don't know what to do about you, is like that hurts more. So I'd
Yeah,
rather be
yeah,
like,
that's actually kind of like
yeah,
demoralizing and like, oh well,
hmm
if he doesn't know, how the fuck am I supposed to know, kind
yeah.
of thing.
So I've kind of said, look, I'll figure it out on my own. If no
Hmm.
one else can help me, I'll help me. And I don't know, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, it's so difficult because everyone's brains and everyone reacts in different ways, right? So it's like
Mm,
one size doesn't fit all. It's like this not working for you might not work for someone else, kind of thing.
yeah. But
But
I
do
would
you?
still recommend therapy and medication to anyone, because my friends that have been through this stuff have got better because of therapy and
Mm-hmm.
medication, and
Yeah.
even if it's a little bit, it's helped them. So
So
do
do
that.
you do you find it affects like your day-to-day life in like content? Because like for me, when my anxiety gets really high, um, I completely just like lose almost not that I lose motivation, but I just feel like paralyzed. Like I get absolutely paralyzed. Like I've spoke to you about it before when like I just have folders and folders of footage that needs to be edited and different ideas that I've got, and then I go to do it. I get home from work and I'm just like frozen. I can't move.
No, I get you.
And like
it is a bit like that, yeah.
But like, I feel like even with like the things you've been struggling with, you've always stayed very consistent with content, and like especially now the ASMR thing, like is really you've managed to do really well, like sticking to a plan.
Yeah.
Like
for me, it's not the like anxiety or the lack of motivation. It's like a distraction. It's like I can't think about the horrible thoughts up here because I've got the fun stuff that's going on the computer screen.
Yeah.
Funny numbers and squares that make up editing boxes. It's great. I love those. And so, even if it's not making me happy, it's like distracting me from the real problems. And I think that's what I need. It's just if you keep distracting yourself long enough, all your problems will definitely go away. They all go away. Stop worrying. Just distract yourself. More great advice. Don't do that. But that's what works for me. But it shouldn't. It doesn't actually work. It's just like I say,
you kind of
prolonging.
Just delaying, like rather than actually tackling the issues head on.
Because then I get to deal with it at like 3 a.m. on a Sunday instead of like the healthy time of day.
When everything's quiet and down, you're not editing, you're not speaking to anyone else. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
So
I use it as distraction, and that's why I'm consistent, I think.
Yeah, I think having that kind of distraction is good though. Like I think having something you can just throw yourself into, like a lot of people will use like the gym, like becoming physically active or taking up a sport to dive in. And I think like it might not necessarily be the worst thing. Obviously, like being at 3 a.m. and left alone with your thoughts is awful sometimes.
They're mean, by the way. They're fucked up there. They don't like me. I'm gonna fight them back, man. Can't drown my demons. They know how to swim. Is that the edgy millennial thing these days?
Yeah, I think so. A couple of vapes, you'll be fine.
The shop down the road from me, I guess. Yeah, God, sorry.
No, I've actually like I've never smoked in my life.
Neither.
But like I've struggled a lot the last 6 months, and I find myself going down rabbit holes of like benefits of nicotine, benefits of microdosing nicotine, trying to find like something that's to say like, yeah, you can go get a vape and I'll make you feel better kind of thing. Now I go past the boss man every day to work, and I'm like, is today the day?
No. One thing you shouldn't do is do like really unhealthy things to your body for the sake of making yourself feel better. Obviously what happens is like you start going down a bad path that way. Stuff like alcohol I would avoid, smoking, anything like that.
Yes, yeah, don't do that. You drink quite a lot.
I hate that I set that a bit up. Just have a drink of cider. Yeah,
you knew I was going to bring it up.
I do drink a lot. Yeah.
Do you find yourself
another unhealthy way of dealing with my problems? But
you wouldn't. I wouldn't class you as an alcoholic, but I don't know how much you actually drink.
I think it's borderline.
Really?
I'm not like blackout every night.
Right.
Which is good. I maybe get very drunk once a week, but I'm with a friend on that one. I'm not, alone.
But that's also like you're out socializing, and like that's also good for like meeting people, talking, chatting. Like that is good. So I don't condone people to go out and drink, but like it's when you're getting blasted every night.
Yeah, I still have a couple of drinks a night, day, after evening. Depends. If the football goes badly, that might be some extra.
Yeah, so like one thing that definitely doesn't help your mental health personally is being a Wolves fan.
It's a cruel world, man. And like very unhappy man gets given club to make him more unhappy.
Yeah,
so wonderful.
I've asked you this question before, but like you live in the south of the country. How have you ended up supporting a team in the Midlands?
I had the unfortunate problem of no one in my family caring about football. My dad he calls himself a football fan. but he doesn't
Oh,
support anyone.
what
And I've been trying to
else?
convert him for years. Yeah, it does annoy me still.
What? And he's
But,
still
you
not
know,
technically a Wolves fan. Like, doesn't class himself as a Wolves fan.
I'm convinced I will convert him. And he's been to games, he'll celebrate the goals with me, but he's not a Wolves fan. So I think he doesn't want the mental strain of being a Wolves
He's
fan.
saving
because
himself the hurt.
He's seen what I go through, and he's like, I can't do that, man.
He's protecting his mental health by not choosing
Yeah.
Wolves.
So I had the unfortunate issue. I was like, there aren't really any clubs in Devon. By the way, I'm going to say something controversial, but anyone in Devon who supports Torquay or Exeter or Plymouth supports one of them and Big Six Club. Actually, ask any of them, any single one. I guarantee you, half those people that were at Plymouth when they beat Liverpool were also kind of upset that Liverpool lost. Genuinely, I'm so dead serious. Growing up in Devon, everyone was like, "Yeah, I support Plymouth and Liverpool." So,
right. Oh,
yeah, it's really grim. I went to a Torquay United game recently, and the guy sitting next to me had a Man United hat on and a Tottenham Hotspur jacket. I wish I was joking.
Oh,
But
no.
it's just, yeah, so down here, it's a rugby county. And no one really cares about football. But I have some family from the Midlands. And so I was like, are there any connections there? Oh, no, my great-grandparents didn't like football either. Fuck it, throw a dart, we're doing Wolves. So, Midlands family connection was like the only thing I've really got going.
To be fair, out of the Midlands clubs, you've probably picked the best one.
It is.
You could have ended up with
Villa
Port
says
Vale.
them, but we beat them every week, so yeah, Christ. Do love Wolves though. I go there all the time. You can complain that I'm not a local. I have been to about 50 games, 40, 50 games now.
You go to more games than I mean. I'm trying to think. The last time I went to a Chelsea game, probably 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I want to say.
I've been to a couple under 21 games. I watched the women's team win a cup. That was cool.
Yeah, you love going to just football games live, right?
There's also that. Yeah, I just go
to random like the local yacht club's got a game on, and you're going down there like.
Yeah. I went to so my dad had to pick up something he bought from eBay, like a cabinet. It was in Eastleigh, and so on the way back we stopped by Weymouth. Their hospitality was like 40 quid. So we were like, we get a meal, we get a free pint, we get a ticket to the game.
Way.
That was their first home win of the season that we watched. That was like last week.
That is
they won
awesome.
5-1, and we were like, "This is great, man!" And it's really
For context,
fun.
we're in
meet,
February
like, cool
now.
Oh yeah, that was, but yeah, it was that first one. And we were like, "This is great!" Like we just got a nice meal, we watched some football.
And
then we went home.
I do love that, like because my dad's never been into football. Similar to you, like my family is not a football family. They're rugby and Formula One, and I don't give a crap about cars. And I'll watch the Rugby World Cup. That's the noise they make. Oh, go Max! Like,
no, don't say that.
No.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, Lewis. Oh, wait, no. Wait.
Any comments? Get him!
Oh, no, wait.
Red Bull fan.
I like your father. I am not a Max fan. I'm a racing fan.
Jesus Christ.
I can't remember where I was going. But yeah, no, I literally, my uncle was a... Fun fact, growing up, I actually kind of supported Newcastle before Chelsea.
Interesting. Okay.
And I'm... Cue the glory hunter comments. Right? But my best friend supported Newcastle. I don't know why. He has no connection to Newcastle. He just picked them really young. One of those
happens a lot.
And he was like my best friend growing up, and I had no one that really was into football. My mum liked it growing up, but she kind of followed it. Like, oh, Joe Cole, woo! Love you, mum.
God.
But she wasn't like a diehard fan.
Yeah.
So I didn't really know she supported Chelsea. And my friend was like, oh, I was like, oh, my best friend likes Newcastle. I'll cheer for Newcastle a little bit. And then like the year before Chelsea won the league, my uncle was starting to get back into his football, and they're both Chelsea fans. And I was like, oh yeah, like family, Chelsea. Oh, I guess I'll just support Chelsea. Like pick my family rather than my best friend.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the following year we won the league, and I was like, I'm not a glory hunter, I swear.
yeah, that's bad. Oh, see, I should have followed my best friend. He's a Man City fan. To be fair, by the way, has been since he was a child. His dad has been a
Right.
season ticket holder for 40 years.
Oh, so they've been
So-
through the ringer.
They are the two Man City fans that are real. So shout out Alex, man, he's great. And I have a specific memory of his dad couldn't make it to the games. He's like, "Do you want to come with me to the Etihad and we'll watch City play Leeds?" I was like, when am I going to say no to a free ticket to a football game, man?
Hell yeah.
I get to watch City instead of... We had a really shit Wolves side that season.
Mhm.
And we went there. And at that time, it was like January, and Wolves had scored 6 goals at Molineux, which I'd seen that season. Yeah, it was really bad. A lot of like 1-0 or 0-0, or we lost 4-0, that sort of thing. Right, we went to City to watch Leeds, and Leeds lost 7-0. And so I saw Man City score more goals in one game than I'd seen at Molineux all season. And it's so depressing. I turned to him, I was like, this fucking sucks. I hate my club.
Man. That is painful.
Yeah, that's happened a few times. I saw him win 7-0 twice. I've never seen Wolves win more than 3-0 in person. So
I'm trying to think. Anytime I've seen Chelsea, I think the most goals I saw Chelsea score was 4. And that was when we beat that was at Wembley, beat Tottenham 4-2 in the FA Cup.
Ooh, nice, yeah.
I was like prime. We had Diego Costa, Fabregas, Hazard.
I loved him. Diego Costa's so funny, because from the outside, right, you look at him and go, he made like 28 appearances and scored 1 goal for Wolves. Why did they care?
What happened? What happened with that?
We just love him, man. He was great.
He became a cult
showed
hero,
up
right?
on the announcement day, and he had like 4 literal wolves on chains.
I remember that announcement.
I was like, this is fucking sick. We love this guy. And then he was just a shithouse the whole time, and he was like, just pissing people off. And he got his only ever Premier League red card with us.
That's crazy. That's crazy that he never got sent out for Chelsea.
Yeah. We were just... He was a cult hero, man. We all loved him. Even though he scored 1 goal. I didn't care. He was great.
Love it. I do think, like, having things... Like, you travel to all games all across the country with your dad. Like, how did that kind of start? Like, it's kind of like a nice little bonding thing you guys can look forward to a couple of times a month.
Interestingly, I go to games alone sometimes, especially away ones. That's busy with like work and stuff, and I can do whatever I want. So,
content is technically your job, right?
Yeah, I can do that on the fly sometimes, but I do ask him sometimes. But it's like, hey, it's a Monday night. Do you want to travel 4 hours to Chelsea with me and then come back the next day? It's like, yeah, no, I have a job. I was like, yeah, fair enough, man. Yeah. So I will go, But one of the main reasons, so before moving out, I wasn't allowed to go to football games. And then when I did move out, I was like, right, now I could, I'm going to start going to games regardless.
Right.
COVID.
The timing.
So I didn't start going to games in person until I moved up to uni in Manchester. Because it was only like an hour, 20 minutes away from Wolves as well. So I'd always just get the train there and back. I went to a lot of games. My student loan, I would say like 70% of it was spent on going to Wolves and back.
That's amazing.
But I was not happy about that. But I had a great time, man. Yeah.
You still got your studies in, though.
Yeah. Well, I passed. It was close, but I passed.
Was it last year or the end of 2022?
2 years ago now, I think.
Wow.
23.
Oh, so we must have known each other for more than 2 years then.
Yeah.
So I remember you posting your graduation photo in the football stadium.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because I was studying at the Etihad. That's cool. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
For some
what was it you were studying?
Business marketing.
Marketing.
Business and marketing. So.
Business and marketing.
Yes. Which has got me nothing. So
no, I don't know. You're doing well to market yourself as a creator.
Yeah, it's helpful for the content.
I suppose you learn how to package things and to sort of push it out there.
Marketing myself, yes. Brand identity. Because
Kyle
Hay ASMR and it's Kyle Hay are different. I'm sure people have noticed that.
Do you
who's real me? I don't know.
Do you find you get much crossover between the two channels, between the gaming channel and the ASMR? Like, is there any?
There's a couple of really dedicated ASMR followers that enjoy watching the odd It's Kyle Hay video. I don't think it's the same the other way around. Really, maybe a little bit, not that notice. I also advertise it way less, because it's a bit more like. I don't know.
What, you advertise the ASMR less? Or the game
I guess I don't really advertise them as either. Some people know that they're, the same
Mhm.
person, but it's not like people like to be immersed as well. Some people don't like to know this ugly mug behind the ASMR. So and yeah, so some people just don't look at face. Some people are desperate to know what you look like. Someone asked me to do a face reveal recently. I was like, too late. It's
It's
out there if
there.
you want to
It's
find it.
there. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
there it is. Congratulations.
But
Yeah.
what was I gonna say? I was gonna say going back to like gaming and stuff like that. Like I rarely play games anymore. I just
Yeah.
don't have the time to. Or
Mhm.
like I get home from work. Like since moving into this new place, like I've got a house to look after now, and it's just like by the time I've done that, I'm just exhausted, or I'm just comfy being in my own living room. Rather, when I was at home with my parents, I was like, I would just hide away in my room, and there was nothing else to do. I could just stream, record, whatever.
Yeah.
But so like we try and game like at least like once a month or a couple times a month.
Yeah.
I would
We get
say.
the odd session, don't we?
Yeah. And like we kind of have like this core group that we get involved with now, and it's normally Lethal Company or horror or something of that ilk. Do you find like for me personally, I find that so beneficial to just like I'm not recording, I'm not like getting content. It's just the same group of friends that are just like playing. Like, where do you see like the benefit in gaming when it comes to like mental health and stuff like that? Like,
Yeah, I get weirdly content minded. I have to like start. I have to leave my replay buffer on because I'm like, if I say something
just
stupidly
in
fucking funny and
case,
no one's there, I'm gonna be pissed off. And that's
Mhm.
happened before. That's why mistake made. But I just end up going content minded anyway. I'm like, what's the funniest thing I can do right now?
Mhm.
I do wonder, is that even content brain or is that just me? I'm just like, what's the funniest thing to do right now?
Yeah.
And it's just like endless cycle of doing dumb shit normally gaming.
Yeah, I think you have like that. You just got your entertainment oriented, even if it's not to an audience, if it's just to the people that are there right now. Like,
that does remind me. You weren't even there, so you wouldn't have heard about this.
oh god,
But I was with Nick and Aura, and every now and again I go like hiss down
the
the mic.
microphone did not pick that up, but
Oh, it's like a hiss.
you hissed.
If it comes through, yeah. I know.
Right.
And Nick were like, "Did you hear that?" I was like, "No, what?" It's just I did that for like 10 minutes in this one bit. Or it's like, I heard it too. Why can't you hear it, Kyle? Eventually, I cracked eventually.
Oh
It's like
god,
giggling too much about it.
things like that.
Didn't record that. I didn't.
Just
They
your
weren't
own pure
recording that. I did it to make myself laugh.
Yeah.
Not even them.
The word gets thrown around, but have you ever been tested for ADHD?
I've been asked this before, and I probably should. I got enough on the list, man. It's fine.
You don't want the quadruple.
yeah. Like, maybe I got it. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Probably.
Yeah, I've never been tested, but I think if I was diagnosed with it, it would make a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I only have like insane bits of like hyper energy followed by a crash, and really struggle with attention. So I don't think I have it. Probably not. That's not.
Nah,
must have been the wind.
Yes. I think. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I say I never know whether I'm pushing for the content or if that's just who I am. I think my mum used to always tell me like, well, and my whole family would always tell me like, as long as growing up, I was always just trying to make people laugh.
That's a good thing. Yeah.
And even if it is just at the expense of myself, like making fun of myself, like it's that. So I feel like content felt like a natural direction.
That does make sense. Yeah.
But
I think that group brings it out of me as well. I think I'm more inclined to go down that that route.
Yeah.
Because there's some groups I play with and they're like, we got to lock in, we got to play this game really seriously. And I'm just like, can't do it. I'm going to crack a joke and everyone's going to be pissed at me. Or I fuck them out for the sake of it.
1v2 and he's making a joke.
Yeah, exactly. So people are like, no, we have to win that. And I'm like, I just want to be funny. Sorry.
Yeah, I
can't do it. It can't be serious. It's terrible.
The group we kind of have, like, even if we don't talk for a while or like we don't really sit in VCs anymore like we used to, but it's always, I think you got like a good friendship when you can kind of, without saying anything, you just message, let's play this day, we kind of make it happen, and it's like nothing's ever changed.
Yeah, it's perfect.
And it's kind of like the Bournemouth group, I would say. Like, where we went away to. Those that don't know, we went away to Bournemouth last year. Content still pending that we recorded all, and we've just not.
Are you
posted.
gonna post that or not?
I actually started looking at it again the other day, and I was like, I don't know. I might post the water spraying, the innuendo bingo that you and I filmed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm halfway through editing that. That actually does feature. I've got a It'll already be out by the time this airs. I've got a film coming out about like my 2024 and like my like mental health journey with it all and everything. And there's quite a bit of footage from the Bournemouth trip. In there,
oh, nice.
So
Yeah. I remember you recording
feature.
bits and bobs, but I couldn't. This guy.
It's mainly just the innuendo bingo bit. Just
yeah, nice.
There's a bit you absolutely drench me in water, like for just.
I have a confession about that video. I didn't find that many of the jokes funny. A lot of the sprays were
Oh my
so you can include that in your video.
Oh my god! You squirted all over me for fun.
Get the spray, I couldn't get the spray right either. So a lot of it was like a
yeah. You weren't really spraying. You were just like blooping out.
Yeah,
like,
I couldn't get the spray right.
It's like that when the hose wasn't on the spray setting, it was just on like the like.
Yeah, that's a very good description of it. Yeah, like a hose. It wasn't.
No,
I got very
we had quite a few had quite a few drinks by then as well. I think
there was also that. Yeah,
we were a little bit steamy, not hot and steamy.
That made it more fun though. Yeah. I don't know if we could ever post the hot or not that we did as well. I've watched that back and it's pretty rough.
Yeah,
I was even more drunk on that one.
Yeah, the thing is, I think Baloo and Jay was.
Clips.
Yeah, Jay and Baloo were sober, but I think you and I were both just rat-assed.
Yeah. I'm sure we said some abhorrent things during that.
Yeah, we definitely did. Yeah, a lot of expletives.
Might look back. Yeah.
We definitely need to meet up again soon, though. We
do. It's in the works.
Yes, it is in the works. Hopefully, August would be good. Whether we do content or not, I don't know. Just I love just doing these meetups of just
hanging out.
Yeah.
I know someone said they don't want to just go to Spoons, but I kind of just want to go to Spoons. So if we can convince the group,
nothing wrong with Spoons. There's nothing wrong with Spoons. But
I don't need fancy stuff. Microwave meals from Wetherspoons is fine.
They microwave their meals?
I sure think so. Probably.
No.
If you want some scary Wetherspoon facts, look at their halloumi fries. They're not called halloumi fries. They're called halloumi style fries. They're not really allowed to call it halloumi because it doesn't have halloumi in it.
Do you want to know why though?
Go on.
Most places will do the same. They're normally called umi. They will buy a product called umi, right? Because halloumi is traditionally made with, I believe, sheep's milk or goat's milk, one of the two. I can't remember what one, but it's a lot more expensive than just cow's milk. So a lot of places will make halloumi style using a different type of milk because they're not legally allowed to call it halloumi.
That makes a lot of sense.
Anything with the word style as a flavor is very concerning to me.
Yeah, you should be worried, but it tastes really good, so I order it anyway. What are you gonna do?
Sometimes
you're in a
eat like crap.
You're gonna eat the halloumi style.
You paid 59p for 10 of them. Like, you can't complain.
Or if you want another horrible game to play, it's just the spoons of any pub. If you buy a pint glass, on it says M and a number. It's an M for Mike. The number is what year that glass was made. I recently had an M15 at Weymouth, actually, for my pint. Yeah, so that pint glass was like 10 years old that I was drinking from, and it felt a bit odd.
How did that make you feel?
Drunk.
Nice.
Yeah. That was good.
No, I think. Do you think those kind of meetups are like good? I don't know. Did you have like? Sounds really weird, but did you have like many friends growing up? Like, what was your kind of like friendship circle like? What led you to content and making like content online friends rather than?
I always had like smaller groups. I always prefer like a smaller group. I'm at this like weird point online at the moment where I have like 4 different groups that are all like sectioned off and like And it would be like, I could connect. No, I shouldn't connect them. I could, but it would just. I don't know, it's nice to have like the separate groups doing their own thing, you know. And it was always kind of like that as a kid. It'd be like the 6 of us at lunch together, you know, playing cards normally. We used to play a great game called Irish Snap, where you play the cards down, and if they snap, you have to put your hand down, and the last person to put their hand down has to pick up the cards. And it always got really violent to the point where we broke a table once. Everyone fucking whacks each other. Vengefulness again. And then we also did that as a drinking game. So if you lost, obviously you wouldn't get slapped. So that's not a good enough punishment. You'd do a shot.
Makes sense.
I don't remember much of that one, but it was good fun.
Guessing you won or lost, depending on what you look at it.
The best thing about that game, no one wins. Because if you run out of cards, you still play. You just have to put your hand in. And you don't play your card.
Right. Oh.
It's infinite.
There are no winners.
Anyway, yeah, so I wasn't like a winner at school, but I wasn't a loser. I was just chilling with my friends.
Not a loser. Yeah, I was kind of in the same boat, really. I was what you would class as a floater, I guess. Not like a turd.
Sure, man.
Not a turd in the ocean.
Yeah. You're my floater friend. Yeah.
I don't want to be a floater.
Yeah, you got a floater friend now, too late.
But like, I never felt like I fitted in anywhere. Like, it was all kind of just how I was feeling. Like, I'd either hang out with the music kids, or I'd hang out with the jocks, or like I would hang out with the nerds, or like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, it was just, and I feel like that's kind of translated into like my content world as well. Like, I feel like even though like I managed to build up a massive community, and like, say massive, that sounds really big headed. I built up a very good community, strong community.
Yeah.
And then I stepped away from content and I kind of lost it all. And I'm still friends with people like individually, a lot of them. But like, I feel like I'm now a floater again.
Yeah, I get you.
And that's
it's a very dog-eat-dog world, streaming and YouTube in general. And there are a lot of people that will step on the feet of others. And even, you know, the bestest people, you still got to be somewhat cautious. But I think that kind of applies to everyone, right? Not just online. But yeah, I think especially online, there's a lot of, you know, you've got to tread carefully because...
Yeah. And it's like things get taken out of context so easily. And it's like, I feel like I think I mentioned this with Muffin Man, but like content is such like a revolving door. Like if you're not constantly like there in people's faces all the time, you're just gonna become forgotten about. And people just go on to the next, not big thing, but the next like relevant thing or their thing. Yeah. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, but I think it's hard for a lot of people to get their head around. Like I feel like I started to feel like super rejected and stuff. And like towards like the second quarter of last year, I really like went inside myself because of it. And I was like, only now I'm like getting out of that. I'm like, oh, no, they weren't being mean, they weren't being arseholes or anything. They were just like, I'm not around anymore. So that some people aren't gonna check on you, but like you'd still have the core people that would check in and see how you're doing. And I think
I will say, despite all of that, and you know, despite losing people along the way, I'd say it's the best people I've met have been through online. So that's always 100%. A nice thing for me. Yeah, I've only like from like real life and school and uni, I've got like maybe one person who, to be fair, I've known Alex for like 10 years now. I think it's a decade this year. Oh no, it's 11 years. Oh shit. Yeah, so like there's like maybe one person that I've kept through most of my life, and then other than that, it's all been like people online that I've known for a few years now. But I'm not complaining about that.
No, I think I wouldn't change a thing through content from what I've done. Like, I know I've been super inconsistent, but like especially on Twitch, the hundreds and hundreds of people, like even thousands that you meet, you cut that come and go. Like, I would 100% rather lose 990 friends or past friends or acquaintances or whatever to say that I found like 10 core friends.
Oh yeah.
And I think like
you must need to have that, don't you? The core friends and the acquaintances.
Yeah, you kind of have like your circle, the inner circle, the outer circle, then it kind of just. But I think overall, I think content is and can be a positive thing for mental health.
Yeah, if you play your cards right, don't make enemies and stay out of drama. That's one big advice.
You've done so well at that.
Get caught out. Yeah. People around me get involved in stuff, and I go, that's not my problem, man. I'm not taking part in it. And, some people have tried to invite me into drama, and I will either take a step back or go, like, you can either deal with this privately or not my problem, sorry. You don't need to worry about that. That's what negativity doesn't do anyone any good, really. And
no.
I like to be a ray of positivity or something. So
even with like all your, like, I really do admire that about you. Like, even like everything you've shared today, like you've always been.
Sorry, say again.
You've always, like, for everything you've spoken about today, I do like super admire you for like just how consistently fun and like entertaining, and like how much you try and make other people laugh and smile. Like, I do.
If I can't be happy, I might as well have other people be happy around me, right? That's the main thing. So
it's sad.
You better be happy. Get happy. Get happy.
It's hard. I feel like it's some of the funniest people in the world are the ones that like struggle the most as well.
I don't like to compare myself to Robin Williams.
He's been in my head like the whole podcast today.
A man who was always known for his comedy, and it was always very sudden when he died. So I think there's a lot of people out there like that struggle through stuff with comedy and laughter. And I don't know, it's a nice way for me to deal with it, of making others happy. And even the ASMR stuff is all about, for the most part, positivity and some people relax and things, which is nice.
Yeah, because I feel like with the ASMR, that people seek that out as a comfort 9 times out of 10. It's like a comfort thing, isn't it?
Yeah, so I put it all up recently. I was like, how, what do you watch ASMR for? A lot of it was, background noise, comfort, relaxation, sleep. And there's this whole, everyone's very positive in the ASMR community. Someone told me they're not the other day, but everyone I've seen is. There's always bad eggs in everywhere, but for the most part, everyone's just there to like relax together and sleep. So people are nice, really, most of the time. So that's what I've personally found.
Yeah, I think that is a testament to you though as well. Like, I think you very much, as the creator, you are the community you build. So it's like, if you're building a loving, wholesome community, then like if you're loving and wholesome, you're gonna build a loving and wholesome community. And I think you're gonna get, like you said, you're gonna get these bad eggs here and there. But if you spend your whole time focusing on the bad eggs, then you're not gonna be able to enjoy your omelet.
I pump out so much like positive stuff, and you look cute. And don't hate yourself, love yourself, and that's always like the whole vibe, really. And I don't get involved in any politics or whatever. I have my opinions. People can decide what they think my opinions are. I'm not going to say them, but that's up to, as far as you can care, especially in the ASMR. I am a character, really. I can be whatever you want to be. That's kind of the whole point, right?
It's like it's acting, isn't it? Like, you're a voice actor. So I'm
a voice actor. Yeah. I have my political stances. I do political things. I just don't talk about it because I want to be a distraction from that. Politics don't make people happy, so I don't get involved with that in public. Privately, I do.
I think the whole thing with politics is just ridiculous because we won't go into it, but it's just like there's a time and place to speak about it, and like you said, if you're in like a private Discord call with your mates, you can talk about it. But it's people are there to see or to hear you in cases, and like to relax, calm. Like, do you ever feel like, I mean, for me growing up, and even to this day, like YouTube videos, like watching as a viewer is an escape, and like from a reality. And it's like, do you feel like with your videos and your content, do you ever really think about how the positive impact you're having on like other people? Because like you're doing really well with the
one of the things I love about that is the fact I don't always have to think about it, because some people come to me directly and say, oh, you helped me sleep last night, or your videos really helped me through a tough time or whatever, which is always, by the way, so heartwarming. I always appreciate that sort of thing.
That's awesome.
That escape, it's something I go through, wanting to escape that sort of thing away from politics. And so I imagine for a lot of people, seeing your favorite creators always talking about the things that they're upset about in politics is probably like, maybe it's not the thing. Some people like it,
Yeah, it's a
I'm
bit
sure
of
I
a Debbie
could
Downer.
score some gold stars with people by tweeting out about some of my thoughts about politics
Hmm.
and, my thoughts on the current situations in the world. But it's not worth it, I don't think. I'd rather you don't think about that at all when you see my face, and you don't worry
Yeah,
about my opinion. It
yeah,
doesn't matter. Make your own opinion. Don't worry about me.
hmm yeah. It kind of destroys the immersion, right?
Yeah, yeah. I'm whatever you want to be. Like I say, all those characters,
Hmm.
me reading a script, they're never my own personal thoughts.
Yeah. Do you have any like goals or things you're aiming for when it comes to like the ASMR or like the voice acting? Like, do you want to branch out? Do you have plans you want to be doing this in a more full-time capacity or
I
like
would
away from the
love, love,
YouTube?
love to be able to play a video game at some point and go, that's my voice right there in
That's
that game.
sick.
Play a game with me in it.
Yeah.
I have a feeling, however, that if I do get cast for something, it'll be like an otome. Do you know what that is?
No, what's an otome?
It's like a boyfriend dating simulator.
Right.
I can't help but feel like that's where I'd get cast, right? Especially
Right.
with my ASMR history. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I can play that. If I was the star in it,
Hey, if it's a foot in the door.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm like, I'm gonna play it, but I'm only doing the route for my character and nothing
Yeah.
else. But then hearing me say that sort of thing is like, oh, I don't know.
Mm. Oh,
But I
that'd
would
be
love
so
at
cool
some
though.
point to, yeah, I want to play a game with my voice in it.
Yeah.
That's the
Do you
dream at the
have like a
moment.
style of game that'd be like, I don't know, I could for some reason I keep picturing you in like a Skyrim or something, like a Bethesda style game.
Stop! You have violated the law. Yeah.
Nailed it.
There we
Eyes
go.
closed.
Hire me,
I'm
please.
oh my god. I'm in
I
Rivendell or whatever. I
I
think
would
that's
say
Lord
the
of the Rings.
dream game style would be whichever one takes. So my email is kyleasmr@gmail.com if you want to get.
There you go.
Yeah, no, but that's the dream. We keep working. We keep
Hmm.
working. Got to build that CV. Keep auditioning for things.
Yeah. Have you
Yeah,
done many auditions?
I've done a few. I got
Yeah.
cast on a TV show,
Can you
anime,
talk about that?
some
Or
of
is that
it. Yeah.
still under wraps?
They. I'm afraid they beat you to it for an interview, but
Damn it.
oh no. But yeah, by an anime studio, I'm gonna be playing a shy boy who's like half British, half Japanese, and yeah, I'm excited for that. It's the first like big role or whatever,
Mm,
and the director, Touchwood, seemed to enjoy what I'm offering to bring to that character. So
that's so
mm.
cool, man.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, I'm
so
really looking
cool.
forward to that.
Do you like is that like a full-time gig or is it like just like a one episode or like a season or
I don't know yet. I know my first appearance is in like episode 5. So we
okay.
gotta wait a little bit before
Or
my character
build the
comes in. But,
suspense. You got
mhm,
many
mhm.
lines in it?
I don't know yet. It's still very much in
Very
production.
very
So
early.
we've
Okay.
not seen the scripts. It's still being edited, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm still looking forward to it regardless,
It's
man.
gonna
Even
be
if I have
so
like one
cool.
line, it's gonna be great. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
just I think just being able to be a part of that like team ethic of bringing something together, like that
mhm.
project is super
Yeah,
cool.
something bigger than me, is nice.
Mm.
That's the
Yeah, I think
yeah.
I've always wanted to be a kind of part of something like that.
Hmm.
Like not
It's good
necessarily
fun,
like
man.
in voice acting, but just like some kind of project that like everyone's just putting this effort and energy into a same goal to achieve like the same
Mm-hmm.
outcome. Like there's something so cool about that.
Yeah, like working with all these talented people as well that all are good at like different things
Mm.
as well. For nice, and, because there's like artists, there's animators, there's
Yeah.
directors, there's editors, there's audio editors, there's marketers. You're like everyone here is
Mhm.
like so talented and cool. And but then I
Yeah.
get into an existential crisis because I'm like, am I talented and cool? I don't know.
I think that's
It
the
freaks you
whole
out a bit. But...
what's the imposter syndrome, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, that one. I get that one a
That is
lot.
massive.
Yeah.
I
Especially,
think
yeah, we were talking about me being a character earlier. It makes it easier to have that imposter syndrome because I'm like, that doesn't even feel like me that's doing these things.
it's an interesting
So,
take.
mm,
You're using the
but
imposter syndrome to your advantage.
no, it doesn't feel like it.
Oh.
I guess, but it doesn't feel like it.
No,
Oh, the worst. If you want to play a terrible game, don't do this. Do not do this. It's so unhealthy for you. If you want to play a dangerous game, think about your most recent video, or all of your viewers combined, or all of your subscribers, and then imagine them all in one place, each individual person watching you make one of your videos. That's horrifying. Don't do it. Don't stop doing it. Stop doing it. Stop thinking that.
I'm never gonna make a video
horrible.
again.
Yeah. So, funnily enough, like we were talking about Torquay United earlier.
Mm.
I went to one of their games, and their attendance that day was like 3,500. I was like, that's how many subs I've got on the ASMR channel right now. And I looked around me, and I was like, Jesus fucking
You could
Christ.
fill that stadium up.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Like, then I was like, what if I was like standing in the center circle whispering into my microphone? Like, that's a horrible thought in like this horrible,
Ladies
horrible
and gentlemen,
way.
today's starting lineup for Torquay.
I wouldn't mind doing something like that, low key. Not whispering, but something like that. Yeah.
That would be actually really interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
Would you?
I know you just did it because I said it. Don't do that. I know I did that.
Would you drop every bit of voice acting if Wolves came to you and said, "We want you to be the match day commentator, like announcer"?
I know for a fact they just had an opening for that as well because Gemma
No way.
left. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you apply for it?
So I don't know if they were taking applicants or not. I have to check that. But
might
low-key,
be
I wouldn't be
insourcing.
against it. Yeah.
Dude, that'd be sick.
Good.
One of my dream jobs came up the other day. I didn't apply for it.
Sometimes you just got to send it, you know?
I know it was one of my dream jobs, but it also like I don't think it is anymore. It was a chef de partie, which is basically like slightly lower level chef to what I kind of do. No, I kind of am that now in a capacity, but it's like a mid-level kitchen person, right?
Yeah.
And it was for the Chelsea men's first team at the training
sick.
ground.
Yeah.
So it would have been
cool when they're around.
Yeah, exactly. Their academy is insane. So it would have been like producing meals for literally the Chelsea first team, and like in my head, I'm like, oh yeah, I'd be getting to like fist bump like Enzo and chatting to Cole Palmer and giving him his chippy chips, you know, like. But in reality, I probably wouldn't even be seeing the first team. What?
Well, yeah, what? No, you'd be in like the back room, not serving.
Yeah, exactly. If it's not an open kitchen, you wouldn't even get to see it. So I was just like,
yeah.
And also it's in Surrey, so it's like a 2-hour journey for me just to get to work.
You'd have to like move again, right? That sounds like a nightmare.
Also, Surrey's expensive.
Yeah.
It's a fancy.
So living down here is everything's expensive, actually.
Everything's expensive.
I'll say it, yeah.
I want to move abroad. I'm out.
Ooh.
Potentially. That might help. Would you ever move abroad?
I like Spain.
Spain's nice.
The thing is with what I do is I could, I suppose, live anywhere and it would like not really affect it too much. Yeah. No. America makes sense because having the British voice in America would do me good.
Oh, yeah,
like living in LA with auditions and opportunities, yes.
The downside to that is you're then in LA.
Yeah, that sounds like the worst thing I could ever imagine. So, if you live in LA, you'll agree with me. So I'm not even offending anyone.
No, and also your taxes will be through the roof in LA.
Oh, yeah. I already get taxed by America anyway. 18% they take from me.
What?
From YouTube? Yeah.
Really?
And then the UK government will eventually tax me as well. Scumbags. Yeah.
Double tax?
I know.
Human.
I don't even get anything out of the American government. It's rubbish. I don't get anything out of the British one either, but still.
I was just about to say that. No, that's awesome though, that you're slowly starting to build a living through the voice acting, and you've spent 4 years doing the gaming stuff to then kind of find a home like completely elsewhere, like completely left field.
Yeah.
Is
so separate, aren't they? But
yeah. Did you expect?
Then are they? Because, like, you know, as a gaming content creator, how often do you read an intro script? You know, or make sure to like and subscribe. If you're doing that for like 2,000 words instead of 7, then
I mean, you spend a lot of time using your voice. Like your whole thing is using your voice, isn't it? So it's like you kind of have those core or the foundations there for it.
That's what I said to someone. I was like, I've been reading scripts for like 5 years. I did one on my first ever like face reveal stream back in like 2019, 2020 it would have been.
Hmm.
Yeah, I had a script in part. Like I've been doing that stuff. I just never associated it with voice acting and ASMR boyfriend role plays. But here we are. So eventually there was a connection.
Here we are.
Yeah.
It's super cool, man. Like, I remember when you first started doing it, and I was like, oh, he's good at this. Like, this will be interesting. And then
I also didn't tell people until I was like a YouTube partner.
yes,
But that was
true.
like a month or two. It was a couple, a bit longer than that, like 3 or 4 months. But
I think you mentioned the secret project to me, and then I think you showed me when
Yes.
you had like your first 2 videos out. I think it was.
That sounds about right. Yeah, 'cause they were already the first.
Your
one got,
second
like,
one
9K or
popped,
something
didn't
stupid.
it?
Yeah, weirdly mental it went. Yeah. So that made me a bit more comfortable about it as well. Because if I was doing this and it's not about the numbers, but it is a little bit. If I was doing this and I had like 4 viewers on these daily videos, that might have been a different story. Probably be talking about it and no one would know about it.
That is like a mental thing about YouTube that I didn't expect. Well, yeah, in content in general as well is like you say you don't focus on the numbers and stuff like that, but it is you're putting something out there, but like you do want to see something in return.
I want to correct you on that. It's not about the numbers, but I do focus. I focus heavily on the numbers.
You're right.
I am addicted to the numbers massively. It's not about them, but I just.
It's not about the numbers. It's about the love of the game, but it is.
Yes, but also, oh no, another 10 out of 10 yesterday. So. Valentine's Day, please.
Womp womp.
we'll see. This will be out after.
Yes,
I've got a big video planned for Valentine's Day, so if that flops, it's so over.
Oh god, guys! If you're watching this after Valentine's Day, which you will be, please
go and check my viewership.
Go check out Carl's Valentine's video and
see if I flops or not.
Ask him to be your Valentine or something.
Yeah, but I asked my viewers to be my Valentine.
How many Valentines do you have this year?
Still not
3,500.
It's still 0.
Oh man, it's okay. It's okay. I'll be a Valentine.
I was thinking about, this is a good podcast for it. Fuck it. I'm single at the moment.
Oh god.
I was like, the ASMR boyfriend thing. This may cause issues for future relationships and how they operate. There's a specific type of person that I got to date for. For that sort of thing, right? Because I feel like if I was in a relationship, it would be bad to tell the community that, in theory.
Oh, tell them what? That you're in a relationship?
That I'm in a relationship, yeah. Because people like the idea. I am single, but people like the idea that I'm their boyfriend, right? So they find out their ASMR roleplay boyfriend is in a relationship, then it doesn't...
It destroys the allure a little bit.
Yeah. So, I'm in a relationship with someone and I say to them, I can't tell the public about this because it looks bad. I think a lot of people will be put off by that. So that could be interesting.
Maybe, but I think for the right...
Some people might.
For the right person, I think they would understand. And I think when you're getting into those early stages of a relationship, you would obviously explain about what you do.
Yeah, and so that's another part.
Then again, if they have an issue with that or weird with that, then they're not the right person for you,
Well, exactly. There's that. Yeah. That's because that's gonna be a weird part of dating, right? Being like, oh, so what do you do? I
help people.
I say voice actor. People ask me what do I do, and I say voice actor. But then they go, oh, what have you been in? Well, it's some guy was like, oh, like John Ratzenberger. I was like, yeah, just John Ratzenberger. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I'll take it. I don't think he does what I do, but we'll call it that.
No, it is something I kind of got to think about, but I don't think you'll have an issue.
Nah, I'm patient waiting for the right one anyway, so I'm not too asked about any of that, but it was something I thought about the other day. I was like, so that could be interesting.
You maybe meet another voice actor.
There we go. Oh, yeah.
You never know.
Huh.
Maybe your future partner is listening to this podcast right now.
Well, no. Maybe. Who knows, right?
Who knows, man? Who knows?
It could be you.
This could have 5 views, or it could have Or it
We'll
could have
see,
5
see.
views, or it could have 5,000 views. Who knows?
I don't think I'm that popular.
Maybe we're filling up football stadiums. That is
We're gonna be
one.
sick. You can't talk about that again.
To be fair, I know we were saying about the numbers and becoming obsessed with it, but like I do feel like I said to Muffin Man last week that this for me isn't about a return. This is like it's not like my gaming stuff, it's not like my streaming stuff or my vlogs. This is basically my therapy.
Yeah. That's
I think this is like the way I'm trying to feel it or think about it, sorry, is that this is the therapy, and openly talking about the issues that I have, that you have, that other guests have, it will help people spark a conversation.
That'd be
and
nice.
help
You should talk about your problems.
Yeah. And definitely try and get therapy. Even if it doesn't work for you, give it a go. Give other stuff a go. You ever thought about like Eastern medicine at all? Like
About
going
what, sorry?
Eastern medicine? I don't know, like acupuncture or like like have you ever tried like meditation?
I thought you meant like incense and herbs.
Oh
no.
yeah, and them. We're loving incense.
Yeah. My nan loves that stuff.
Yeah.
I guess I could. I don't
know.
I have the lobotomy playlist. I could try one of those.
Oh
That could be
god.
good.
Kyle's famous lobotomy Spotify playlist.
It's good, man. I've got some great music in there. Everyone hates it, but I like the music in there.
If there's one way to drown out the voices in your head, it is a lobotomy playlist.
It's noise, yeah.
Yeah.
This is a Diabara uranoid. You'll understand what's going on in there.
but no, yeah, I think this is it's a good thing to be able to talk to your friends, to a family member, a stranger on the internet. I don't know, but
go up to random people and start telling them all your problems.
Help me!
I'm so depressed.
Don't do that.
Yeah, sorry. Serious podcast. Very, very serious podcast.
Okay.
So,
yes. Okay. So when what I want to try and do, I've totally stolen this idea from Diary CEO and other podcasts, but like, what's like to wrap things up? What's like one quote or like a piece of advice you would have to someone listening to this?
I got asked this question a couple of weeks ago. You know that other podcast I was talking about, and I panicked because I wasn't ready for this question, and I said something stupid like, "Sometimes life will give you lemons, so don't make lemonade, but don't eat them either because they're sour." And so that was a really good bit of advice. So that's not my quote. And luckily this time I also forgot to prepare a good quote because I'm stupid and I was busy. I forgot. A good quote, huh? You want a good quote? And obviously I've got one, and I'm not just delaying while I think of one.
No, you're not stalling. It doesn't have to be a quote. It can be like a piece of advice for someone that may be struggling listening to this.
That might be a better idea.
Or it's hard to think on the fly.
They are.
That's why I say or a piece of advice, because I think sometimes trying to think of a quote, like, it's like can't be wise in an instant.
Don't worry about what other people think about you and what you do. Just do the things that make you happy. That would be my advice. And eventually, the people that do appreciate what you do will follow. So don't worry about upsetting people.
Hell yeah. I love that.
Is that good? Is that nice? Is that better than don't eat lemons, they're sour?
No,
Maybe
same ballpark.
Yeah.
No. That's I think that's a perfect way to round this up.
Wonderful.
Do what makes you happy, and don't worry about what others think of you. It's Kyle.
Yes.
Thank you so much, my brother.
It was a pleasure. Yes,
I appreciate
thank you for having me.
Guys, if you're not already, go subscribe to Kyle's gaming channel, his ASMR channel, and all that jazz. Links will be down in the description below. It's Kyle Hay and Kyle Hay ASMR. Until next time, my dude, I appreciate you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.